Parker.
Give it up for Pal Parker. Woo!
Thank you, thank you.
And Pal actually has some amazing things to tell. And now you have a book, and it's called When the Legends Began. And you just published this book, didn't you?
Just got the first copy. It's called 30 Years of NASCAR Racing. And so the only picture that I should have brought that I couldn't find was a picture of Chocolate, and he was trying to wrestle, or what he was, wrestling a bear.
Yeah.
That's true, at Finky's.
I'll clarify that story. By the way, that was in the early '80s.
Oh yeah.
And you guys may remember that they bring that bear around and into the bars. So children stalks me into, and they've been doing this for years. There's never been a problem. Children stalks me into doing it, and then he gets the newspapers involved, and then they make a big deal out of it, and the publicity gets up there so big. When we show up to the bar, the wildlife people are there, and they say it is against the law in the state of Florida. By the way, I think that's where we're at. I don't know if anybody remembers Finky's was nightclub uptown here. Anyway, in the state of Florida, against the law to touch or come in contact with a Class A wild animal, bears, tigers, lions. Thank God that they were there. Later on that night, they had that bear there.
Peter saved your life that night.
Yeah, Peter saved my life. That's exactly right. Because they said, somebody said, let's get some pictures of you and the bear. And I said, can we do that? And he went, dude, I don't know if I can get over close to that bear or not. Peter saved my life. You're right.
Tell us about your book, and tell us what's all in this book.
Well, basically, it's not like a regular racing book where it's a bunch of pictures of cars. It's about the people, because they're the ones that are the stars of the races. And so for over 30 years, I started out working for Bill France, and with T. Taylor Warren gave me my first job. And so I got to taking pictures of the people at work, at play, at home. And over the years, I've been to a lot of homes and played with different drivers. And so this book is mainly close-up and personal pictures of the drivers and the crewmen and the officials that were working in there at the time. So basically, that's what the basic book is. There's some pictures of the cars in there, but mainly it's the people. And in this particular book, I got over 400,000 negatives. And this particular book has got about 350 pictures or so, but it's the pictures of the people, and this from the early days, usually in the 60s, some of them in the ages of the 70s.
I opened this book up. I got a couple things I want to say here. I just randomly opened the book up, and I opened it up to a page here with Tiny Lund. Okay, now I've got a Tiny Lund story. I've got a Tiny Lund story. I remember Tiny Lund very well. Now, one more thing here. I got to tell one more story. So I flipped the page, and on the next page is Wendell Scott. I got to tell this Wendell Scott story. I remember Wendell Scott from Bowman Gray Stadium. I saw Wendell Scott in Atlanta not long before we lost Wendell Scott. And I walked up to him and I said, I don't think you know me, but I think you would remember my daddy. And he said, who's that? And I said, my daddy was Bobby Myers. And I'm going to tell you exactly what he said. He said, Bobby Myers, Bobby Myers, Bobby Myers. He said, I love the Bobby Myers. And that's what Wendell Scott had told me. And now,
thank you, Pal, and thank you so much for everything you've done to keep this sport going. And thanks for keeping these memories alive for everybody. We really appreciate it.
We're going to get the book at.
Yeah, where can the people get the book at? Right over there. And how much is it? $20. You said 50 initially, but you're down to 20. It should be 50, but he says he'll sell it to you for 20. Such a deal I can do for you.
You got a postcard of Tiny Run, too.
Oh, we'll see even better. So, okay. Thank you. Give it up for Pal Parker.
PalParkerArchives.com.
That's right.
All right.